Motorvision Motor Magazine's Super Test. A dream car taken to the very limit. At the wheel, a young man whose name evokes motorsport memories, Lauda. Mathias Lauda is 27 years old, currently competing in the DTM Touring Car Series, with successes in Formula 3000 and in GP2, the Formula 1 entry class. For us, he'll be testing 5 sports cars on the Sachsenring in eastern Germany, each machine a high-powered monster. The thoroughbred lightweight flyer from Porsche, the 911 GT3. The stylish four-wheel drive mid-motor Lamborghini Gallardo. The power-to-weight miracle, which is the Lotus Exige. From James Bond's garage, the Aston Martin Vanquish. And, today, the Italian long-distance runner, the Ferrari 575 M Maranello. Although the Maranello has now been replaced by the 599 GTB Fiorano, it still represents in our test the epitome of a classic Gran Turismo. A V12 motor, 515 horsepower, top speed 325, 0 to 100 in 4.2. Ferrari presumes the 575 will be in the hands of competent drivers, for there's no ESP. The slightest touch of gas and right away there's oversteer. Now that makes for a lot of fun if the driver is up for it. Fun at the limit of controllability. Drifting beyond the borderline lies dynamic chaos. The 575 loves it. Rear-wheel drive, 589 Newton meters of torque. Just using the gas pedal and wheel spin to negotiate the curve, with this Gran Turismo, with some practice and skill, not all that difficult. The 575 Maranello, about 1.8 tons of automobile. In 2006, the model was on sale at 188,000 euros. Personally, I'm impressed by the car's design. It says sporty, but in a very elegant way. What I like about the car is the really long, aggressive nose and the short rear end. From the back, it looks almost menacing. Powerful for sure. Broad-beamed and totally uncompromising. Uncompromising too, the interior for buyers who put down the 8,000 euros extra for the Formula 1 gear shift with paddles on the steering column. Italian understatement through and through. The basic version with a normal gear shift in its polished channel is no less impressive. I like the Ferrari interior too. Sporting character, but with elegance. But there are some things one shouldn't look too closely at. The driving position is really comfortable, but there could be a bit better back support, because when cornering fast, your back can slip and slide. Something I'm less fond of, the gear shift. For years, Ferrari have been using the H-formed gear channel. It's stiff and really difficult to make the shifts, and the squeak you get is annoying. The Ferrari V12, really powerful, pulls you all the way through the RPMs. Of course, the motor is very big and very heavy, and that means that overall it's a bit sluggish. Sluggish? A Ferrari with more than 500 horsepower? Your name has to be Lauda to get away with a comment like that. Let's be more diplomatic and suggest that the 575 M Maranello is an Italian diva. She has her moods. She is on the heavy side at 1.8 tons, and going into a corner there's a tendency to understeer, and due to the power output, coming out of the corner you can easily get oversteer. The brakes work well and are very hard. They bite at the very first moment. Braking too hard for the corner can result in nervosity at the back end. Coming out of a corner, you can almost always have oversteer. The motor is very aggressive and there's that oversteer danger. It's fun, but not for every driver because the risk of losing it coming out of the curve. However, even when close to the limit, it's quite easy to drive. Oversteer? Yes, but quite well behaved.
Ist aber dann im Grenzbereich eigentlich ziemlich leicht zu fahren, weil tut zwar übersteuern, aber sehr gutmütig.
Easy to drive, even close to the limit. That's what Ferrari manages better than any other manufacturer. And the engine, see now how accelerating away goes perfectly. At the bottom of the range it's fine, and at the top too, it really pulls you through. What I like less is that it's a bit too soft and spongy for the racetrack. I had expected something more. Maybe for the highway, but not for the track. In the wet, a temperamental diva can turn into a poisonous bitch. It's fun to drive the Ferrari in the wet. If you turn off the ASR, you can do some really amazing drifts. Okay, I had a couple of spins too. It's fun, but not as easy as one thinks when the surface is wet. My summary? The car has the look of a real thoroughbred sports car, but it doesn't live up to its looks on the racetrack. Due to its weight, it is sluggish coming out of the corners, and there's a slight lack of pep. The Ferrari 575 M Maranello with a monster motor and even when close to the limit, well under control. But for racing, it is too chubby. This is also true for its successor, the 599 GTB Fiorano, a car with more power, but also even more weight. So the 575 is not a bad choice. Second-hand with low mileage, one can be had for between 100 and 120,000 euros. That, compared with the 220,000 euro price tag for the 599, could almost be called a bargain. Next time, Mathias Lauda tests for us the must-have car for any self-respecting agent of Her Majesty, the 460 horsepower Aston Martin Vanquish.